So I made a video a month ago about becoming a vampire in Baldur's Gate 3. It was one of my first covering the game, and I was so excited about the prospect. That line at the ending of Early Access talking about bloodlust just seemed to scream vampire. And I had romanced Astarion in my game to boot. Letting him bite me at every opportunity, it seemed the only possible answer, right? Many people commented, suggesting this line happens regardless of whether you let Astarion bite you or not. Some said it was referencing the tadpole and not becoming a vampire. Initially, I was skeptical. After all, I hadn't seen anything to really prove that in my playthroughs. I had seen a few of the Illithid dreams, the last one being where you watch Baldur's Gate burn after killing a soldier, but I still wasn't convinced. After finishing the game several more times, and finishing my Illithid romance video, I had to come to terms with reality. The line is not about becoming a vampire, which was a huge disappointment to me. Just so you know what I'm talking about, there are 4 Illithid dreams you can have from using your powers to persuade people in dialogue, and in the 4th one, it is very clear that you have a lust to kill growing. Strangely enough, if you finish the game without using your Illithid powers at all, you still get the bloodlust line in the ending. I'm thinking that's more of an oversight though, they'll likely add different dialogue later on. So, now that we know the line isn't referencing the potential to become a vampire, I don't know about you, but I'm bummed. It doesn't have to be the end of it though. There are still ways we might join Astarion as predators of the night, so hear me out. This might still happen. Alright, imagine this. Eventually, you and your companions make your way to Baldur's Gate. We already know that Cazzador lives there, and we already know he is going to be on Astarion like Stink on, well, you know. So we arrive in town, and Cazzador is going to send one or many of his lackeys after us. We kill all but one and push him for information. Or maybe we won't even need to because Cazzador is probably pretty wealthy after being alive for so long, and I doubt he would hide it. He likely lives in the same opulent mansion and hasn't bothered to move since Astarion left. Maybe we'll opt to get the jump on Cazzador and just walk right into his house, or sneak in a back door and surprise him while he's sleeping. There are many ways I could see this going down. But the best way would be to go into the house as its own insane quest line. Imagine the horror show at Auntie Ethel's times 10 or 20 even, after fighting through all of Cazzador's spawns, which in and of itself would probably be awful for Astarion. Imagine he probably knows most of them. Maybe he had liked some of them and feels an attachment to losing old friends that he had suffered next to. Who knows what kind of cruel show Cazzador will put on for Astarion. I guarantee you it will not be pretty though. He is going to go out of his way to mentally screw with him in every way he can think of. After fighting your way through the house, you'll finally make it to Cazzador's room. You'll face him in this insane fight. He's incredibly strong, and you're gonna have to keep save scumming to even try to beat him. When he's almost dead, he begs for his life. "No, I can't die, not like this," he'll shout with a desperate screech. And at that moment, you'll have some options. Option 1, kill him. See ya, Cazzador, it's been swell. Astarion remains a vampire spawn, but is free of his control forever. So are the rest of his spawns, if you were able to spare any. Option 2. Force Cazzador to let Astarion drink his blood, allowing him to become a true vampire. You can then decide to either kill Cazzador or let him go free. But let's be realistic, there's no real good reason to let him live, and I don't think Astarion would approve. So let's say you pick option 2, and Astarion is now a true vampire. Afterwards, there is a special dialogue option, much like they have for other quest arcs specific to companions. When you get back to camp, Astarion will ask to meet you somewhere private in the forest nearby. Once there, he'll stalk up to you from behind, his hands sliding down your arms as he kisses your neck and offers you eternity. Sorry about that, guys. I let my fanfic slip. But you know what I mean, right? He'll thank you for helping him to kill Cazzador, and since you're so close, having been with each other from the beginning of this epic adventure, he asks you, would you be interested in becoming a vampire? We could be together forever. Okay, let me fan myself. Okay. I'm good. Now, this would be the interesting part. Some have questioned if this were ever to take place, would Astarion actually let you drink his blood too, turning you into a free vampire? Or would he be shady about it and keep you as a spawn? I'm going to say, from what I've seen of him, especially when he's close to you, like after the romance at exceptional approval, he shared his own experiences as a slave with you and how awful that experience was for him. I absolutely do not think he would screw you and keep you as a spawn. He would be one hell of a hypocrite if he did that to you after suffering at Cazzador's hands for 200 years. I just don't think he has that kind of nasty in him in regards to your PC, especially when he actually likes you as much as he does. I can only imagine he'll like you more and more too as the rest of the game releases, that there will be more options to get closer to him, to learn more about him. Plus, even if he did get the bright idea to keep you as a spawn, what good would it do him? With the tadpole, you wouldn't listen to his commands anyways, so he'd literally be kicking himself in the butt. He'd ruin his relationship with you and wouldn't even have the promise of keeping you as a slave. I'm thinking this whole quest arc idea would be the perfect way to achieve the goal of becoming a vampire, though. And just think, it wouldn't be that hard to implement. You'd just have to give the player character the same vampire bite skill that Astarion already has. And you'd have to take on his weaknesses as well. They could give you extra skills if they wanted to, but honestly, I would be happy with bare bones here. Especially if we could get some extra text in the ending that talks about us going off together. It would be so stinking cool. So what do you guys think? Does this sound good to you? I think it's the best bet and the easiest way to work this into the story without much effort. Should Lyrian choose to. And they might already intend it. God knows they've already put so much work into making tons of variations. Who's to say they don't already have something like this planned? We've got the tadpole powers as added skills. What's a couple extra tags to them for the sake of expanding the companion and romance interactions? Also, I'm going to send this to Lyrian as feedback, so maybe they'll take the suggestion. If they do, you can be sure to thank me for my contribution. I'm kidding, but man, it would be so cool if it ever ended up happening. This is me right now. I know, I'm such a fangirl. For now, all we can do is wait to see what's going to happen, though, impatiently. Oh yeah, I also wanted to take a second to thank you guys for the great feedback you've all given me. There's nothing worse than spending so much of your free time working on a video and then nobody watches it or says anything about it, and that's definitely happened to me in the past. It's awful for motivation. You guys, though, are seriously awesome and have so many interesting and fun things to say. I really wish I could respond to every single one of you, but man, when it starts getting to like 80 plus comments, I don't even know where to start. It's been amazing connecting and discussing these topics with you all, though. Baldur's Gate 3 has seriously attracted one of the best communities I've seen in a long time. So thanks again. I'll see you guys later, and as always, thanks for watching.